Hey guys, it's your girl Michelle Patrice. Real quick intro. Listen, today's topic moments is getting ready to be super lit. So why don't you just stay tuned? Grab your chips, grab your quarantine snacks and all that. Listen, we about to have a party here, and I'm super excited. So let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to Memorable Moments with Michelle. Today I'm going to be introducing something different, and that's going to be topic moments, as we've seen in the beginning, right? So, topic moments is where I will post a poll on Instagram, and you guys will be able to let me know what you want to talk about for that next video. And so I did that already, and I had a friend from college that said she wanted to talk about how to revive or how to keep your relationship the same as when you first got saved with God. So I have 3 tips for you guys that hopefully will help you and hopefully will inspire you in some kind of way. So tip number 1 is spending time with the Father. That can look like different things for everyone. So I know that dedicating time for Him, I know that listening to your favorite scriptures being read, or listen to your favorite preacher, or listening to your favorite worship playlist, or however it looks like for you to spend time with the Father, that's what you should do. And I know right now, since we're in the whole quarantining thing and everyone feels like they're being super confined, it can look very like, I have all this time, but I still feel like I don't have time. Well, even if it's 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, whatever, however that looks like for you, for your amount of faith that you have, do that. And like I said, like, if you want to do reading His word for a little bit of the day, or if you want to listen to your favorite playlist, listen to your favorite worship album for a part of the day, and then go back and then you and God in a space where it's no one else and no distractions, no anything, do that as well. And as I was saying about the whole stillness thing and us being with quarantine, a lot of people are very annoyed, and that's really the vibe that I get with everyone that feels contrary to about the whole quarantine. They feel that it's annoying that we have to stay in the house, and that we're not able to go out and do anything, and everybody has this motto of when outside, open back up. Like, instead of thinking like, okay, God, maybe you have us in this place right now for a reason, for a purpose. And, He's really been dealing with me personally about that, because when outside was open, I was so active. I was even doing the right things, doing things for church, doing things for school, doing things for work and different things like that. But my time for Him was always limited. Now He's allowed my time for everything else to be limited and my time for Him to be surplus. And now it's like He says, I've taken away your excuse, because you had work, church, and all those other kind of things, but now those things are confined to just your home. So you do those few things, and then you have all this space for me. And, sometimes when we're so active, we don't realize the things that we lack. And that could be your self-esteem. You may lack self-esteem. You may lack how you feel about other people, or you may didn't realize that you still hold unforgiveness towards your brother or your sister, or to your mother or your father or whoever, for something that happened 20 years ago, or something that happened 5, 10, or maybe just last year, and you was like, oh yeah, I got over it, blah blah blah, until you actually sat still and you had time to really process. And I think with a lot of people, they're what's really making them upset is because now they're having time to process different things that they wanted to just kind of throw under the rug. And God is like, no, I want you to deal with this. I want you to deal with how impatient that you are. I want you to deal with how you want things your way, how you seek your plan versus mine. All those different types of things go into spending time with the Father, because you reveal yourself, and He reveals yourself to you. And it's so it's so important. It's so important. So our next topic is staying hungry for His presence. Staying hungry for His presence is so important as well, with having a relationship with Him and staying on fire for Him, because it's almost like eating. So whatever today is, right? You ate today. But then tomorrow you're going to eat again. Why? Because you're hungry. So that same hunger and that same thirst that you have for food, we should always have for God, that I always want more. Okay. And thinking of how people get obese and stuff like that, and they're always like, oh, I got to eat. I got to do this. That's that same hunger and thirst that we should have after God, that I'm never full. It's always more that I can get from Him. It's always more that I can bring into my spiritual body and my spiritual tank. For lack of better words, I could always bring more into my spiritual tank to be refilling. And once I'm empty, I'm filling up again. And sometimes, depending on how your relationship with God is, you could be half empty and you're like, okay, I need to fill up some more, so I can always be at that full. But allowing yourself to be empty and then being filled up again is also important. And then my last tip for you guys is be teachable. I know that's a hard word to take in, but being teachable is super important. It shows God that, God, if you're leading me this way, or if you're leading me this way, I'm able to follow you without having my plan B there, without thinking that, okay, God, your plan is all right, but I'm still thinking, I don't really know. So in His word, He says in Matthew 18:3, become like children, trusting, humbling, and forgiving. Otherwise, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven. And I know that seems so harsh, like, oh, just because I don't have a childlike mindset, I'm not going to get in heaven. Well, that means that you have to almost take yourself back to when you were like 1 through 5. And if anybody knows anything about psychology, those are your most important years. Those are your years where your mind is literally like a sponge, and you're constantly absorbing and you're constantly thinking, okay, and you're trusting. Actually, in psychology, it says that's your trusting years, where you're trusting the thoughts and the words of whoever your caregiver is. So actually, I'll make that an example. So if we take God as almost like our caregiver, which in retrospect, He really is a caregiver, then we see Him as the person that's given us care. So whatever He says, we're trusting what He says, because that's the only person that we have contact with. So anything contrary from what He's saying, it can't be all that truthful, or it can't be all that right if it's saying something contrary to what He says, and we're trusting in Him and we have our faith in Him. And also with being teachable, it gives you that vibe to other people that, okay, well, if I tell her something, even though she may be the same age as me, or the same level as me, or whatever, or I may be younger than her, or she may be older than me, or however the difference is between us, that she's always willing to learn, or he's always willing to learn. And that's another aspect of being stand on fire with God. You have to always be willing to learn something new. Have that mindset that God, okay, I didn't know that, or whatever I am not, you are. So if I don't know how to be a good mom, or if I don't know how to be a good father, or if I don't know how to be a good wife, or a good sister, or a good cousin, or whatever your title is, if whatever you don't know how to be, he can do that. Then he can trust you with so many more different things. And for me, as a worship leader, I had to learn these different things. I had to learn how to, and I'm still learning. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't have none of this mapped out already. Like, I'm still learning myself. But these things that I've learned and I'm still learning, they have helped me, even especially with the spending time with the Father. Because in those moments, he's taught me different things about myself that I didn't think that I thought that were healed, actually. And he was like, oh, no. That part of you hasn't been healed all the way yet. Or he's taught me different things about how to go about situations, and how I wanted to act out of flesh, or how I wanted to act out of character. And he was like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. You're not going to act out of character for this. You're just going to hold your peace and let me fight your battles. And I'm like, God, and he's just like, the time that I spent with you showed you this already, showed you how to maneuver through this situation. And I just actually got another thought. People can tell when you have spent time with the Father. At least I know for me, I am not so quick to be edgy about things, or I'm not so quick to be anxious when I've actually spent time with the Father, because he humbles me real quick. He will humble you real quick. And it's like, don't think just because A, that you done got B and C, because you ain't got it yet. Okay, humble yourself. A, B, then C. Don't be trying to A, B, C, D, and then do all that, because it ain't working. Okay, but I hope that this video has blessed you. I hope that something that I said really caught your attention and really changed the trajectory of your life, because being with God, especially during these crazy times, like, he's literally the answer to everything. He's the answer to your money issues. He's the answer to how you want to provide for your children, or how can you keep your children calm in this house when all they want to do is go outside, and you're like, look, we can't go outside today because the man said if we go outside, it's trouble. But he will definitely teach you how to go about different things, and how to humble yourself, and not just only humble yourself around you, but humble yourself around others. So yeah, this is the end of this video. I love you guys. Please leave comments. I look at each and every comment to see how I can make this better, how I can perfect what we're doing here. I will do another Instagram poll probably very soon, so that you guys can pick the topic for the next topic moments. But until then, I love y'all and see you. Bye.